Hello and welcome all to the 8th part of the series on self-exploration. Joining the dots, contemplating, comprehending and sharing it with you all raw. All that sounds great is the grace of all those who have blessed me. And all that sounds not so great is my limitation. So, let's get going. The present. What is life? Life can be called as a chain of past, present and future. So, what is past? Past is like a corridor where memories linger. And what is present? Present is a fact, nothing less, nothing more. And then, what would be the future? Future is all mist, where fancy is decor. What is the most important of all this? The present. The present or the present. The present is a result of what is already being sent to us, the present. There's a wonderful book by the same name written by Spencer Johnson. It's a very light-hearted story of the author. As he was a young child, he waited and waited to receive a present promised to him by his grandpa. And after long years of waiting, one fine day, what dawns upon him is the gift. The present. Lovely book indeed. This present given to us by time, by destiny, by God, whatever we call it, is the most important thing. And a lot has been talked about it. All the mystics, all the gurus always tell us to be in the present, to be in the now. Forget the past, but not just like that. Take the right lessons, upgrade yourself, and then wipe it off. A few years ago, I also read a fiction in which a dweller of another planet visits the earth dweller, and they hit upon an exchange of the systems on both the planets. I keys. The dweller on another planet asks the earth dweller, can you go back to a time when things have gone wrong and correct the situation? Clear the misunderstanding? On your planet, can you tear off the page of a past incidents which you regret as if they've never happened? No, says the earth dweller. Oh, is it? Then what is the use of thinking over it? On our planet, we have the privilege of doing both these. We can go back in the time and relive that moment after correcting it, or just tear off the page. If you can't do it, just accept the mistake. Don't defend. Don't think on it too much. Don't try to run away from the trouble. Don't try to justify. Don't revisit and make the incidents more and more dark on your conscience. Take the lesson, carve the lesson on your being so you do not repeat the mistake. Not only in this birth, in any of the coming births, if at all you get a similar situation. If at all you get a next time. Many a times we don't get the next time. And then wipe off the past. No point in wasting our time and energy of the present, of the gift of the current moment on things that are of no use. A great way to use the past in the most constructive way. Another way to use the present more usefully, a technique of compartmental thinking can be implemented. The technique of living life in compartments, not mixing with each other. It is a very big exercise to emotionally and mentally be where you are physically present. Let me repeat. To emotionally and mentally stay present where you are present in your body at that time. Many times, most of the times, it happens that we are physically present in one place, but mentally, emotionally, we are somewhere else. Before going to the office, at home, when we are cooking, we think of what will happen in the office meeting today. And when we go to the office and we are in the meeting, we are worried whether our child has taken the tiffin, whether he has reached the school, has he eaten the food, blah blah. So if we learn to be in the present moment, focus on this moment, we will be able to live it fully. Think of the funambulist who balances himself on the rope. He has to keep his entire attention in the moment under his feet. If he drops his attention little here or there is a chance of him falling the rope. Or when we thread a needle, if we don't put our complete focus on the thread and on the needle for that fraction of second till the needle gets threaded, if we can maintain the same focus in every activity that we do, we are going to draw much more from that activity. Every moment, we should intensely focus on that and give to that moment the bestest what we can give. If we are sure that I couldn't have done anything better than this at this moment, it is like putting one coin in the piggy bank at a time, and you never know when and how the piggy bank will get full. Sometimes when we look back at some incidents in our past life, we feel that I could have done something different, or I should have done something different, which would have resulted in something better. We feel it many a times that, oh, I shouldn't have responded this way, or I shouldn't have said this way, or I shouldn't have not said it at that point. So many incidences we recollect where we feel that our responses should have been different. And we keep blaming ourselves for those moments. What I always like to suggest is, if at that point you had done the best of that moment, if that was your best at that moment, meaning if you were conscious in that moment that is this my best? Can I do something better? And if your answer is no, that was your best of that time, we definitely need not have any regrets if I am feeling that I should have handled the situation differently today. This could be my today's best, but that was my that present's best. We keep growing through years. We keep changing through years. Imagine a best picture drawn by a 5-year-old and a best picture drawn by a 25-year-old. The best picture drawn by the 25-year-old will definitely have much more finesse. But if we have to give marks, I believe both the pictures should get 100% marks because it was the best of that time. Both deserve 100% marks for their bestness in the relative time and the relative maturity. This is as simple as that with our responses of the given time also. When we are assessing ourselves, we must always assess with this understanding and this bearing. There is one more angle when it comes to self-assessment. We often say that we need to learn from the past. We need to understand our mistakes, accept them without an excuse, don't defend, and determine, plan how not to make those mistakes again, that is using our past. This we talk very often, but I feel this is only the half part of the story. Just like we must look at our own mistakes, we must also look at our past success stories. Times, incidences when our decisions turned correct. When we suddenly gained something, we must analyze those situations, whether that success came by fluke or it came by luck, or whether that success was a result of some definite effort, a definite strategy, or a definite mindset. If so, if we realize that yes, I had thought so and so and that resulted in this which spelt as success, try to coin it as a formula. So if we can use it again and again spell success. See, both these things, correcting our mistakes and confirming success formulae, together make a better use of past, and together they help us in assessing ourselves better, making a better present, and thus setting smart goals for our future. SMART goals is a professional mnemonic. Most of the professionals know. S stands for sensible goals. M stands for measurable goals. A stands for achievable goals. R for realistic and T for time-bound goals. So we can make SMART goals. We talk of analyzing the past to be implemented in the present for a sure shot success in the future. But I would definitely like to add on how to define success. Success of today or success of past. As an extension of self-assessment, being more successful is becoming more of who you are capable of being. Being more successful is becoming more of who you are capable of being. It's not about pursuing impossible dreams. It is about realizing the possible dreams. So we must define our own success. We must define what is winning for us and what is losing for us. Formal tags of success cannot be always called as the success, or the absence of it, moreover, cannot be called as failure. If someone has put in his complete efforts, if someone has enjoyed the journey, then his enjoyment, what efforts he put, what he learned is his success, and not the absence of formal tag if he misses it. Two very touching stories or anecdotes I remember. Two friends are taking part in a running race. They are great friends. But one of the friend is financially in a better position than the other. And the poorer one is in dire need of the prize money for his family, for some important reason in his family. The richer one purposely comes second in the running race and lets his friend overtake him in the last laps to win the race, so that he gets the prize money. So has he really lost? Or he has won? His success is beyond the counting capacity of a formal tag. Another such story says that a promising runner sets out from his house for a running race, but on the way he sees a person meeting an accident, and instead of reaching the racing ground, he picks up that person on his shoulders and runs to the hospital to get him treated, to save his life. In the process, he misses the race, obviously. But still, has he succeeded? So, definition of success should be the enjoyment and the building of the self. And when the enjoyment is there, failures are automatically taken in stride. When we have enjoyed what we have done, the enjoyment is the biggest reward, and formal results hardly matter. I remember the selection list of an international team for a very prestigious competition. One student got selected and his friend was not selected. The one who was selected asked the other, "What is your rank? By how many ranks did you miss? I'm feeling really sorry." The other friend smiled and said, "Are you ducking out of the team? If you're out, I'll go in." So he had missed the team by just one rank. Both of them laughed because it was really not in the capacity of the first friend to quit out of the team. But the second one, who didn't get selected, is far better settled in life today than the first one. The first one was a part of the team. He appeared, represented the country, but lost the medal by just one mark. Everyone else around him, his family, his friends, regretted it and they were feeling very sorry. But to everyone's astonishment, back home, this child was the most smiling face in the team. Why? Because he had enjoyed the event. He had not attended the event for the tag. He went there for the fun, to learn, to interact similar people, to take that experience which he had got, and it had nothing to do with the formal tag. So was he successful or was he a failure? Did both these students get their presents, their gifts? Every formal failure gives us extremely valuable lessons which are so much important in our making than the formal winning or losing. So do we need to really lament over the so-called failures in the future or in the present now? Because the success tags may or may not stay forever, but the lessons do stay. The most sublime end of looking at the present is the purpose. If we can imbibe the importance of finding out why someone is doing something in the real sense, that would be really great. The purpose of what and how we behave at certain times is not always explainable. We may have two choices. One choice is formally an acceptable response for the society, and that could look nice with the people around. And the other may be the calling of our heart. It may not be really formal. It may mean crossing the formal boundaries, the norms of society. But if your conscience stands by it, and if your inner vision is self-elevation and divine, if the God within you justifies by what we are doing, we have used our present in the right way. With whatever results it gives, never regret the genuine moments that you have lived. We talked of plunging and taking risks in one of our earlier videos. These kind of decisions, these kind of conscious behaviors, after weighing your intentions, are no smaller risks. Going by such decisions to our inner calling are higher risks, and the payoff is justifying ourselves, our purpose of doing or not doing certain things. All in all, the value of the present is a long journey. Like the book The Present says, full life the author kept wondering what was the present, and when he realized it himself, that it was the present moment, that was the biggest gift that his grandfather wanted to give him. Many a times, by the time we know the present, it could have already become the past. Jokes apart, but lessons learnt by self at the end of whatever time are the most effective lessons of the present. We can keep exploring this thought more and more. Let's stop for now. Stay tuned for some more such explorations.